to be on as long as I can be until I get tired. Talk more about these announcements. Mazaria's put a photo up to me in private of Kennedy standing in front of all the offerings Lucasfilm was going to have. You got Leslie Headland, you got that blood and bones shit that no one's going to watch or care about. You got Kenobi and Andor. I guess it's still a thing. Hey, Dakari. She looked frozen. She looked unhappy. She looked immobile. This is a woman who she almost looked like she was imprisoned. Hey, Maze. Maze is back. It's Maze. And I watch it. I was looking at the picture and I was thinking, she's not happy. But now think about it. Do you guys think that she actually wanted Kenobi? All right, there's a rumor going on. It's gonna get woke because they're looking for women. They're casting call for women. And that proves. See, this is the thing that drives me nuts. I don't do rumors anymore. Fucking quit talking about them. Okay? There's so, here's the deal. Very funny. Tigari. I am looking at this thinking they're doing a multiverse. Because as long as Kennedy's there, you're going to have the woke faction, the writers group, in whatever fashion they were. Do y'all remember the stories that the writers group was disbanded and everybody was going away? Do you remember that? Do you remember that lie we were told? And everybody believed it, like me. This is what I hate about the rumors. That everybody gets your hopes up, all up, and then all of a sudden, boom. Well, really, this is what we heard. We don't know what's going on. Be honest. Be honest, big channels. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah. There are two direct parallel staff going on there. And I'm going to say this to be perfectly blunt. Watching her on there, she did not want to be there. There's no personality. She wasn't happy. She's not the leader of Lucasfilm. She's not. There is no /3 times leader of Lucasfilm. There isn't. Okay? There isn't. And you can tell by how bad it's going. All right? And I find it very funny that Disney can run around and do all this stuff and put all these shows they're going to put on streaming. Where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? Gavin Newsom's never going to let you open up those parks. All right? Not unless a bunch of people like Corellian spice traders crash through his mansion door and force him to. This is just not going to happen. And the only place that they're making any money is the parks, and they're losing billions. So I look at the thing behind her, Kennedy and Carbonite, and I go, where's the money coming from all this? Kenobi's funded. We know that. Andor is probably funded. Ahsoka is probably funded. But everything else? Do we really need a TV show about Rogue Squadron? These are things that, they come up with things like, I didn't know I needed that. Lando? What? And who decided we needed that? Who's gonna play him? What's the story gonna be about? And is it gonna be awful? Probably awful. Because if it's coming from her side of the thing, he's probably sticking his dick in toasters. I don't know. But anyway, I'm kind of ranting because I don't see anything alarming in this. I really, really don't. And the reason simply is this. She is still the president of Lucasfilm. I don't know what that means anymore. It used to mean a lot, but what does it mean now? See, these are the things that people don't ever ask. I had an argument with a fat, bespectacled geek girl today about George Lucas. Like, he's just on there as a courtesy, blah, blah, blah. The IMDb, he's second in writing underneath Jon Favreau for Mandalorian. Obviously, Geek Girl's not familiar with Star Wars because you can tell where George Lucas was present. It's good. It's Star Wars. Why does Mandalorian work? Because he helped write the scripts. Now, if you remember the rumor that Kennedy got all upset because George Lucas was with Filoni, the bad guy now, the horrible, awful bad guy, because Clownfish TV and Walt Disney World Magic Pro, whatever he calls himself, posted this. Well, he really likes Rian Johnson and he's the Padawan. The original rumor was Johnson, or Filoni, Favreau, and Lucas were working on the scripts for season 3, and Kennedy lost her shit. Okay, but now Favreau is suddenly all up Kennedy's twat and Johnson's Johnson. All right, which is it? Hey, Dave, how you doing? I can't do this anymore. Pick a side and stick with it. Okay, quit switching the rumors on us. Or admit you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and your so-called great contacts are really not that great. There's one big channel months ago saying Kennedy was gone, she had to do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, she's back. Of course, the same contacts are telling him this. And they're saying Mandalorian saved her job. Exactly, precisely how did Mandalorian save her job? And did it? Did it? Or is she just there till her contract tracks up? Again, nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. I'm done. I've unsubbed from people who keep doing this shit. It's clickbait. Here's the deal. The Phantom Menace exists on Rage. I've talked about the Westboro Baptist Church faction of the EU, right? Oh, I listened. I believed it, Maze. You know I did. I reported it because it made business sense, and probably a lot of it was true. No one ever thinks when they're spewing this or puking this shit all over the place that maybe COVID had something to do with her staying where she is. And maybe some of this stuff is just her busy work. Did you ever think of that? Or is that just like, I can't. I just can't. I'm done. I really am done. And now I'm going to address the Westboro faction of the EU fans who hate Mandalorian. All right. The EU wasn't perfect. There were things that were problems with it. Chewie dying, Anakin Solo dying. There were problems I had with the Han Solo trilogy story that I would have fixed. The whole illusionist show, shiny outfits bullshit, that's not Han Solo. And to me, the writers were just reaching for something to write about. They didn't understand the character. They didn't understand what they were writing, which was a Western. But it didn't make the EU bad. It just made things that you could smooth out and fix. Hey, Pocket. And that's the thing, is the EU had problems. So please, if you're an EU fan, quit running around screaming at people who like Mandalorian, okay? My problems with the EU, and I've said this before, I don't like Mara Jade. I don't like her relationship with Luke. Shoot me. Chase me out of the fandom. You can't. I'm still here. I'm always going to be here. There are a lot of us around who don't say anything because we don't want the wrath of certain bigger channels with big mouths and narcissistic personality disorders. Okay. Um, yeah, you're right. You're right, Maze. You're right. Um, the thing about, when I think about Mara Jade, I think about a character like that. I think about a little girl who's scared, alone. She's discovered after her parents were murdered, and she's partially raised by Han and Leia. I mean, she's found before they get married, and then she goes on and trains with Luke. That would be a great story. So you've got a girl with a lot of dark side issues. Then the kids come along. Jason, Jaina, Anakin, maybe a few others. I'd like a few others. And then you could start a really good new thing going on. And I don't see, my thing about Luke is that his anyway, I don't want to talk about it. You guys know that. I mean, it's I think there's a bunch of fans who just want to see Luke get laid. That's it. And that's what Mara Jade, that's her whole purpose in life. That's it. No other purpose other than, you know, she's not as cool as Leia because Leia had a purpose. All right. She was a Jedi. She was leader of the Republic. She was a mother, a wife, a devoted mother and wife. She did all these amazing things. And Luke's purpose was to train the next Jedi Order. And instead, we get him running around chasing with this woman. I want to know about the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? This is where my thing goes off from him, from this. I would rather see Luke training Jedi, explaining the mistakes his father made, not making the same mistake, explaining the mistakes his father made, training these new Jedi, accepting that there are Jedi orders out there that are going to be different. The Green Jedi, the Corellian Jedi, and training the new Jedi Order, discovering mysteries. You know, there are characters from the Disney canon that I like. Lor Santeca. You can have him and Luke exploring archaeological finds on Corellia. You know, and all this stuff, and you know, you could actually find them finding things and telling stories. A story about a Jedi adventure from thousands of years before that we'd never heard. But no, we got to be worried about Luke and Mara Jade. Just stop it. You know, I mean, you know, the whole story, the whole thing with her, to me, is just ridiculous. Oh yeah, I would too. I would too. You know what would really cool is that they find out that Han is somehow related to one of them. You know, I had this thing where they're digging through the rubble of the main temple at Cornet City. They find the statue to some heroic Jedi from the past. It's like, we got to get him over here because the statue looks like Harrison Ford with a big beard. Think about that. And he, you know, Han and the kids and Leia show up, and the kids are like, "Dad, your grandpa was a Jedi." He's like, "Oh God Almighty," you know. I mean, that would be. I mean, think about it. The story that could be told. Why is Han such a good pilot? Why is he so fast with a blaster? You know, there's so much like just all those things that could be there, but you know, we gotta be worried about Luke chasing some girl around. All right, the romance was Han and Leia, not Luke. Luke's actually purpose was higher than that. Okay, getting the girl doesn't necessarily mean that you're the main character. And again, Luke's biggest influences were Yoda and Obi-Wan. And who are better Jedi who kept the straight and narrow path, because the path of the Jedi is narrow, just like the path that being a Catholic Christian is narrow. All right? And I want to see Luke keep the narrow path. See him tempted and walk away from it. I mean, that would be to me a very powerful message that a Skywalker can walk away. Wait a minute. I thought Jason killed her. I thought Jason was the one that killed her. She got into a fight with Darth Caedus and he shoved a lightsaber through her chest. Which, yeah, I think so because I think Darth Caedus killed her. And then Luke sent Jason, or Luke sent Jaina to, basically Jaina had to go to Boba Fett to learn how to kill a Jedi. And then Jaina confronted him and killed. Oh, I don't know. You get a big, tall, white guy like that who, it's really funny if you ever see The Exorcist and Father Merrin and you see him in The Force Awakens. He don't look that different, did he? He was 35 years old when he made The Exorcist. That's how good the makeup was. He was a great actor. I adore Max von Sydow. Yep. Yeah. Jason was a bad dude. Jason was he was a bad dude. Ooh, you guys want to see this? Somebody lost a puppy fang. That's what a puppy fang looks like. He dropped it right into my hand. Tiny, that puppy fang drew blood. Little fucker. But yeah, anyway, to me, I'm like, all this stuff going on, it doesn't tell me anything. You know what it says? There's a lot of chaos going on. Continued chaos. And the only thing that's really keeping Kennedy around is COVID. I think she would have been gone a long time ago on her own volition. And I think some of the stuff, the Leslie Headland thing that IGN can report, oh, they're going to do it, blah, blah. I'm not going to believe it until film starts rolling. Again, where's the money going to come from? And as far as Blood and Bone, that's busy work for her. Well, yeah. This is my thing about the picture. She's not happy. Look at the look on her face. People are like, when she doesn't have any personality. Oh, when she was on top of her game, she couldn't help herself. Now she's like this. She'll want to be there. She'll want to announce that. She would rather have shot poison darts at somebody, she was not happy to do that. I don't know what that means, but body language is everything. It would really be nice to have somebody that understands body language go through that video. It really would be, because there are things on there she didn't want. Or things that were on there that were there that she was really upset about, that were not hers. Ahsoka's not hers. Kenobi's not hers. I would say about 3/4 of that doesn't have any. I'd say 2 of those things are hers. That's it. Well, they've been talking about Willow for a long time, I think. I'm not, good, try getting Val Kilmer to come back for that. He was the only reason why I watched Willow in the first place. I'm just like, whatever. Oh, Warwick Davis, yeah, he will be. Yeah, Warwick Davis is so cool. He's a great guy. But anyway, you guys see the tree? That's a wildlife tree. And then if I go like this, you almost see the big tree. See that? That's a big tree. I'm in my kitchen. I kind of like it lit up like this. But anyway, what else is going on? That's it. I mean, I'm shocked they would ever even announce Headland, but you know, I'm sure that was to placate Kennedy. You know, it's really funny. With all this shit going down and the money that Disney's losing, they're still worried about SGWs. And they actually take Twitter bullshit seriously. Oh God. I can't anymore. I just can't. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. No one cares. See, Pocket, you're right. That's why no one's gonna see this movie or TV show. It's gonna die in the first year if it's even made, which I don't think it's ever gonna be made. Oh yeah, you know, I'm tired. And you wanna know what? I'm tired of the rumors. I'm tired about of being jerked around. I'm tired of clickbait. I'm tired of people telling me that they have contacts that I'm pretty sure now they don't. And that doesn't say necessarily everybody I've talked to, because there are people, at least one, Cameron, who actually I know did actually have conversations with people there. But, you know, I can't do it anymore. Oh, some Raylo thinks that because they posted all that shit that he's got his trilogy. He doesn't have his trilogy. Okay? They will never give him a trilogy. All right, Dakari, what does that mean? EU headcanon. I would like to know that because there are things in the EU I don't like. That's not headcanon. It's just is what it is. I mean, I I kind of just go. I think what I'm tired of are people in the Phantom Menace attacking people who like Mando, who don't get the stick and the carrot thing, but they also don't own Shiloh Shepherd puppies. Dipshit wears an e-collar, right? The only reason why I can handle Dipshit right now is because he wears an e-collar. And the reason simply is this: it doesn't hurt him. It's a communication tool. I say sit, he ignores me. I say sit, he ignores me. Sit, Pop. He sits, right? Eventually, someday, he'll get away from doing that. Oh, yeah, you know, I tell people if you like Mando, tell people you like it. If they get pissed off at you, fine, whatever. Here's the deal: you got one life to live, right? This is all we got. This is what we get. One trip around this, we get that one trip through this thing. 70, 80, 90, maybe 100 years if you're lucky. Make the most of it. Like what you like, hate what you hate, and live your life. You know, and Maze is right. I'm going to keep calling you Maze, by the way, dude. Like what you like. Who cares? You know, it's not SJW. You know, it's not. Cool. It's not. Mando is the least SJW thing I've ever seen in my life on Disney. I mean, you see him killing people. You see women getting hurt and getting killed. All right? It's not SJW. That's the thing that is so cool about it. And you see things that affirm the EU. You see things that affirm Star Wars before Disney got it. So why do you hate it? Maybe they're coming up with something better. You know, I was talking to Maze about, I don't know if you guys ever read my Han Solo origin story that I wrote, but if I got a contact from Jon Favreau saying he wanted to talk to me about it, I'd be happy because it takes stuff from the EU and it takes stuff from my own imagination and other things, and it runs. And it's a good story. It works. It's Han Solo. It's discovering the underworld. It's discovering Narshada or Narshada. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that's the thing, is that you can fix it to make it work. And I really, really hate of one generation from another. I can fix it. I can make it better. You know, no. They didn't do that with Shakespeare. Okay? The story's still the story, whether somebody from the 1930s made it into a movie or some weirdo Australian turned it into a musical, whatever the fuck that was. You know, Romeo and Juliet, Baz Luhrmann. You know, it's still Romeo and Juliet. Okay? It's not like Rian Johnson took Luke Skywalker and turned him into a fucking whatever that was. Or J.J. Abrams decided to turn Han into a cuck and Leia into a dried up hag. Okay? You know, there's a respect for Shakespeare that George Lucas doesn't get. Because the fuckers that are in Hollywood right now think they're better than him, and they're not. Oh, I want better. I want better than what we got. I want something I can walk into a theater or sit there and click on Disney Plus on my TV or my computer, sit back and watch a 45-minute episode and go, and then go on with my day. You know, Andrew Breitbart, I don't know if you know who he is. Raise your hands if you know who he is. Started Breitbart.com. He was the guy, he was one of the people that helped start the Drudge Report. Was trained by Ariana Huffington, who's a whore, by the way. I mean, the stuff he wrote about her is like, very interesting guy. And he said in a speech one time, culture is upstream from politics. So we're talking about stuff that will affect everybody's lives 10 years from now. Okay. That's the thing that SJWs understand, that conservatives and libertarians and the rest are like, we're just above this. We don't want you, Hollywood. My kid wants to be a writer. I want him to be an accountant. You know, that shit. Maybe your kid will actually do something that'll fix this shit. Support the culture. Support the culture you want. And insist better. Better. That's my advice. That's what Andrew Breitbart said. He gave people like my friend Gary Graham, if you know who he was in Star Trek, a voice. And other people. I have a gay friend who was questioning a lot of left-wing stuff in Hollywood and wrote a bunch of stuff, and he's a dear friend. And he, there's a lot of people out there that are in the culture that love plays, that love movies, that love music, who keep their mouths shut because they're afraid that the so-called people in power that are perceived to be in power will blacklist them if they say anything in support of Trump or Republicans in general. All right, culture is upstream from politics. Where have we been while all this shit's been going on? Think about that. This is why Star Wars is in the bullshit area why Kathleen Kennedy with her smelly pantsuit. She looks like she stinks. Can even as she fails, can get away with the shit. Because the powers that be are worried about firing a woman. Women get fired every fucking day. But she's Kathleen Kennedy, and she puts her pants on the same way as every other guy out there. Her shit smells too. Fire the fucking bitch. No, we have to give her busy work, which is what basically that looks like. That really does. Pocket, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, if there's women watching this, you know what I'm fucking talking about. It's like, no one gives a fuck if you're a woman. Fire the fucking fire. You should be fired. Yeah, she sleeps upside down. I think she just materializes wherever she wants. If she materialized here, I'd throw holy water on her. Maybe that finally rid us of her presence. You know? I mean, I'm like, God, I don't get SJWs. I don't get Hollywood. 20 years ago, when my friend of mine, if I ever could figure out a way to do streaming, I'd have her on. You guys would love Bettina. She actually worked for Steven Spielberg. She has a lot of good stories. She was there when they were filming Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. Here's a story. On the set of Last Crusade, Sean Connery grabbed her ass. I'm like, and she said, Harrison Ford was very, kind of, not standoffish, but when I think about where he was in life, I don't blame him. I really don't. You know, he's a very shy guy, but he's also very smart. So anyway, but her stories are great. There are a lot of women that have been in Hollywood, working in Hollywood for decades, that have never got the recognition. I don't think anybody wants a job. I'll have the job. Mr. Iger, Mr. Chapek, I'll take the job. I would in a heartbeat. They said, Stephanie, you can run Lucasfilm. I'd be like, John, get George on the phone. Dave, I'm going to ride you like a wet horse. No more SJW shit. I like the way you tell stories. I like some of your characters, but you need to slow your roll. This is what we're going to do. It's exactly what I would do. Anyway, but back. Yeah, I would just have a videotape of the president saying, "You're fired. You're fired. You're fired." I would. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. You know, if the thing is about making money, then do what makes money. OT, respect it. Prequels, respect it. Come up with different adventures and stuff and respect them. Discontinue the High Republic. Decanonize all the bullshit. I would bring in like people like Chuck Wendig and explain to them why they're being decanonized. A nice event. Dr. Evil. There goes Pablo. I should get the Sarlacc indigestion. He'd be like, I want Boba Fett. At least his armor tasted good. God, there's going to be another episode tomorrow, isn't there? I mean, that's how excited Jon Favreau and George Lucas got people for this. All right, I'm seriously contemplating of getting up early in the morning, like at 4:30, putting the collar on the dog, saddle him up, throw him outside, let him pee, let him do his thing, bring him back in, put him in the kennel downstairs and watch it. That's how excited I am. Why? Because we need a little good Star Wars in our lives. Don't we? Yeah, I think we are. 8 episodes and 8 episodes. We're in episode 7, I think, right? Yeah, I think it's episode 7. So, I don't know, episode 7. And then Christmas Eve will around Christmas will be, or before Christmas Eve will be the last one for the season, which I think will probably be a cliffhanger. But I'm going to address that picture that Maze posted to me. I don't see people. And if there is, if you look onto the side and you see a white figure, I see someone standing there in white, but it's not what they're talking about. I don't see Luke. I think it's IGN trying to make an assertion that somehow projection is something Jedis do. Yeah, that's what I see too. It's not people. It's not people. So, you know, I think what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a surprise. You're gonna get a surprise, and I really think that Moff Gideon is probably done after this season. I think that I have a feeling that Grogu is gonna go full on Vader on him, and what would really be cool is at the end, Grogu starts choking him, and you hear a voice that you recognize. And Luke steps out in his black knightly uniform. And what would really be cool is all three of them show up. Oh my God. You know, and Han going, that's the kid. Leia going, Han, don't stare. You know, my God, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Will that just be funny? I don't know. I just, we'll see. I just don't want it to be Ezra. I don't want it to be Ezra, and I don't want it to be Cal, even though Cal would be slightly better than. It's not Yaddle. I want them to deep fake. I want them to fake them. What's funny is you see was something going on. All of a sudden, you see the Falcon, and you know how they did with the Slave One. See the Falcon go by, and it's like holy shit. And you see Boba Fett look, and it'd be really great. You could have several confrontations. Luke meeting Grogu in the flesh for the first time, and then you could have Leia pregnant, maybe with her Anakin or some kid, and Han and Boba Fett having a confrontation, and Han saying, "Oh, all slim and lanky and hot," with his hand on his blaster, looking at him, going, "You stay the fuck away from my kids and my family." And Boba Fett saying, "I wish you no ill will on your family or you. There's nothing bad between us." She died in the comics. And then Han's like, "Good, you remember that." And then Fett walking away, and then he turns around and is Solo. If you ever need anything, look me up. And then you set it up for something else to happen. Wouldn't that be cool? So the fans should write these things. And Luke, I could just see Luke kneeling down and looking at Grogu saying, "Hello, Grogu, it's nice to meet you." And Grogu going, "Yee, yee, yee, yee," with his ears. And, Din going, "You're really a Jedi?" And Luke nodding, "Yes, I am." And if you want to add Ahsoka, you should have her come up and say, "You look like him." Wouldn't that be cool? Carl M. Die Gideon. I don't know. You will feel the power of the dark side. Ah. I mean, because I have a feeling Gideon's not gonna. His end is gonna be epically gross. I mean, I really think, but I really think that if yeah, honestly, yeah, Ray who, and that's the thing about what I love about the Mandalorian is Ahsoka said it takes a long, hard time to be a Jedi. You know, and it affirmed through Boba Fett a lot of the EU through his chain code. All right, so I mean, I really think I really don't. What I don't like is a power fight going on, and this is why I hate Disney so much. Somebody needs to make a decision and then just do it. But they're too afraid to let Kennedy go because well, what will people say? What is Twitter? They're worried about Twitter. Most everybody's going to Parlor. Okay? I mean, I go on Twitter and it's like it's a cesspool. Yeah, I mean anyway. Okay. Yeah, it could actually blaze a new EU based on the old EU. I really, really want to see Jason Solo. There's a thing from the EU that May sent me of the entire like clan, and Jason in profile, and he looks like a young Han Solo. It's like, it's kind of scary. But I really want to see Jason Solo. I want to see Jaina. Oh yeah, fuck that. And why wasn't he named Jason? What? Whatever. After his dad. Of course, Kyle Katarn. Correct. I've got a friend who would go nuts if Kyle Katarn ever got to be canon. If they did it right, oh my god. He thinks he is Kyle Katarn. It'd be funny. It'd be epic. Yeah, Jason Jarrus. They only did that to piss us off. And I bet you it wasn't even Filoni. I bet you it was like that fucking bitch Carrie Hart. The one that lost her job and is now working for Ryan Johnson. She's working for Ryan Johnson now. Maybe that's where Kennedy should go. Maybe they should just get together and start their own thing, and then nobody and make stuff that nobody would watch. Yeah, ick. Ick. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Anyway, I gotta go. It's almost 9. I want to kind of hang out. Yep, you're right on that. She did? Wait a minute. Kennedy did mention that? Maybe it'll just be a flashback. I don't know how I feel about that. I need more information. Well, if it's a flashback, then we'll just get. What they're going to do is they're going to DH Hayden, even though after seeing him recently, it's like the man hasn't changed in 20 years. And that's no lie. He hasn't. He looks the same. It's like. Anyway. If there's anything new to report, I'll talk about it. Yes, we will. If there's anything new to report, I'll talk about it. Things are heating up with the Supreme Court here, and pray like you haven't before that Trump prevails. And if he does, there's going to be bullshit. If he doesn't, there's going to be more bullshit. Okay, so pray that the Supreme Court tosses the results of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, and forces the House of Representatives to vote. Because if they do, Trump will win. Trump will be president. And by the way, he's kind of acting like he isn't going anywhere. Just FYI, just want you to know that. I think he knows something. Anyway, this is Steph, signing out. See you around the galaxy.